Okay, is that better? It's on my checklist too. How did I forget that? This is what my girls got me for Mother's Day. They gave me a Kalulu tie Beanie Baby. It's a she Kalulu because she has a little bow. But I didn't know Kalulu came in a tie Beanie Baby, but now we know. And I do not have, I know, it was so sweet. They found, I don't know where they found it. But I do not have enough, like I need more, like if you look at my camera here, I need, like, you don't see up above me. So I need more space, like right here. I need more shelving because I've got this. Oh, let's see. I've got all this stuff. I've got this from Wolf and I've got that from VT. And then the amiibos in the back are Metroid amiibos. And those came from somebody anonymous, wanted to remain anonymous, which is fine. They know who they are. And then I've got the clay Kalulu, which came from Joe the Crafty Shark. I've got the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom art book that everybody pitched in on back when my mom passed away. I've got all these things, and now I've got this, and I've got like my ornithopter I'm going to eventually need to put on the wall. Like I have so many things. I've got these Metroid Prime pins and stuff from VT. Like I have so many things. I need something right here. I think I need like some shelves like right here. And I don't know if I necessarily need to take all of Anders' stuff off my walls because you don't see that stuff up here. He's got this big giant bass up there and I don't want to mess up my camera, but I just need like some walls, some shelving back here because I just don't have the space, but I just greatly appreciate everybody, like people have sent me things that they've absolutely not needed to send me, but they did anyway. And I really greatly appreciate it. I'm starting to realize I need more shelving. So I'm sorry I was muted at the beginning. That was my bad. But we've got Hayes, we've got Trekkie, we've got Susie Grays, we've got Wolf, we've got Mactastic, Salty, VT. Oh my gosh, it is a party in here. We've got Fan. Thanks for the lurk, Fan. Appreciate it. Yeah, Kalulu. This is a she Kalulu. So Kalulu is kind of androgynous. We don't really know what Kalulu is. I always consider Kalulu a boy for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why. But this is like she Lulu, I guess. But anyway, it was a surprise. It was really sweet. And then I also got a potted mint plant. Like my mother-in-law has mint that's growing all over her yard. And so I told her that I'd really love some mint, but that it's very, very invasive and I don't want it to ruin all my plants and I don't want it to take over my yard. And so they put it in a pot for me and I can just put it in my kitchen and it will smell good. And so that was really nice. So, I hope everybody had a good weekend. I understand that, Mother's Day is kind of an interesting day. Because it's like, on one hand, you know, it's a wonderful day to celebrate mothers, but it's kind of fraught with landmines because it's kind of a minefield because you've got people who want to be mothers but can't be. You've got people that don't have good relationships with their mothers. You've got people who don't want to be mothers and don't want to feel guilt or shame for that. You've got people who maybe lost children. You have people who can't have children. You've got people who have lost contact with their children for one reason or another. I mean, it's so fraught with so many issues. And a lot of women actually don't like Mother's Day because it makes them feel guilty and it makes them feel, it's kind of like, you know, Ander was sweet and great and we had a lovely day. And I've had some really amazing Mother's Days in my life. And then I've had some really terrible Mother's Days, to be honest, like where everybody's sick. And, you know, it's just a mess. We're still dealing with this allergic reaction on Charlotte's arms. It has not gone away. We can't figure out what it is. We had her sleep in a long-sleeved shirt yesterday or last night, and that seems to have slightly alleviated the problem, but then the breakout just started happening on her hands. It's the weirdest thing. I can't figure out what it is. And so we're trying to slowly eliminate things. I feel like the long sleeves did help, but now the rash has spread to her legs, which is doubly confusing because it wasn't on her legs for a long time. So I don't understand, but that's been kind of taking up all my mental capacity over the last couple days. What? You trashed your head? You cracked your head? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay? Oh, okay. No, it's not eczema because Ander has eczema, and because that's what I originally thought. Ander has eczema, so we use all fragrance-free everything. We have fragrance-free. Oh, sorry. You're okay. Yeah, you're good. Ander and Auden both have eczema, so we use dye-free everything, or not dye-free, fragrance-free. We use Dove soap, we use all free and clear, you know, on our laundry and everything. And the weirdest thing is, for the last 3 days, she hasn't broken out under her clothes. It's very deliberately where her sleeve ends and then where her skin is exposed. And so that's why I'm like, well, it can't be any soap we're using because her clothes have all been washed in that soap. I've washed her bedding multiple times. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's the right idea. I'm not really sure. But I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. And so that's taken up a lot of my mental capacity over the last little while. I've been really worried, not worried per se, because like we'll figure it out eventually, but I am like, I'm concerned about it. I hope we can figure out, oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is 6. Oh my gosh, I should be on 5. Oh no. I was like, this is not the same person. Okay, hold on. And because Ander has eczema, I know what eczema looks like. And it's scaly. And this is not scaly. It very much looks like an allergic reaction. Oh man, now what am I gonna, where am I gonna put all my stuff now? My girly pop got me a battery-powered cotton candy machine. It makes about 2 bites at a time, and I love it. She knows you well, then. That's perfect. That sounds amazing, actually. I didn't really ask for anything because I was like, I don't really know. I don't know. And then, of course, what you really want is just to kind of be left alone. I was awakened at 2 o'clock Mother's Day morning by Charlotte saying her arms were itchy and she couldn't sleep. And so I didn't sleep very well the night before, but I did get to sleep in. But I was thinking maybe it's bugs, but it doesn't look like bug bites. It very much looks like an allergic reaction where she's coming in contact with something. But I've washed all of her bedding, and the only thing I can think of at this point, this just occurred to me this morning. My boss on Saturday, keep them happy, give them names and exact wine I don't remember, and chocolate. My boss the next day, don't worry guys, our day is coming soon. I found out Ander has this, he follows this guy on Instagram. It's this Asian guy that basically tests out like viral products, and he's really charming and charismatic, and he's really funny. And he has like a gold list of things that he's purchased and tested that are legit. So basically anything he wants, any of those things apparently on that gold list, he's like, I would love any of those things. So I'm gonna have to check that out for Father's Day because Ander's kind of hard to buy for. As a kid, BT's eczema was raised red bumps, looks like poison ivy. It wasn't scaly at all. Maybe, I don't know. But the strangest thing about it is that it's only on, well, it was only on the top half of her body, and it was only where her skin was exposed. It wasn't underneath her clothes at all, which was really odd. So I don't know, but I have an idea. I think maybe this isn't the whole reason. Maybe it's a cocktail of reasons. But we've been dealing with this since last Friday. I think a little while ago, I think this is Gurney Halleck. Give us a song. I think a couple weeks ago, I actually put down a whole bunch of ant bait in her, whoa, he's got like armor that goes on his shoulders. Right? Yes. Right? This is right? Now I can't get his head off. Okay. Yeah, okay, there's his armor. put a bunch of ant bait because she was getting ants in her room. I put a bunch of ant bait under her bed, all along the side, like all along her baseboard, down underneath her bed. And I used the little ant granules that you normally put outside because I didn't feel like the little gel, the ant bait gel was working. So I used the granules and I was like, it's going to be fine. Like nobody comes into contact with that. You know, it's a little amount. It's not that big of a deal. Stixel can't get to it. She can't touch it. You know, it's not going to bother anybody. And it did eliminate the ant problem. But she has this canopy that is over her bed. And this just occurred to me yesterday. But she has this canopy that's over her bed that is very long and it drapes down past her bed and then pools on the floor. And I wonder if part of the problem is the fact that every time I have to change her sheets, I have to pull that canopy up, and then I change the fitted sheet, and then the canopy kind of drapes all over the sheet while I'm trying to like put the sheet on. And I just wonder if maybe she's having an allergic reaction to the ant bait. I don't know. It's kind of far-fetched because it's really not that much ant bait, but at the same time, like that's the only thing I can think of because it's only happening in her room. It's not happening anywhere else in the rest of the house. And that suddenly just occurred to me this morning. I was like, oh yeah, I put all that ant bait down on the floor between her bed and her, like wall or like on her floor. Maybe it's my fault. I don't know, but that's been in there for a while. And this didn't all start happening until she slept on my pillow. Eczema can go wherever, whenever. I know, maybe it is. Auden has eczema. And Ander had it when he was younger. He had it to the point where he had to wear like special shoes and he had like scaly patches on his face. It doesn't look like eczema to me, but I don't know. Maybe we will take her maybe someday if I take her into the doctor, they'll be like, yep, it's eczema. I don't know. Like I'm a skincare person. So you'd think that I would know eczema when I saw it, but at the same time, wait a minute. Oh, I was supposed to put these on here. Wait, did I? No, I did not. This one right here. And it's not that she's in pain or that she's like highly irritated or anything, but we're just kind of like, why is these things? Like, why is this happening? And I can tell she's getting tired of it. I can tell she's just kind of getting tired of it. But the itchiness seems to go away. And then as the day goes on, it kind of goes away. And then by the nighttime, after she showers and everything, the redness is almost gone. And then she wakes up the next morning and she's bright red again, all blotchy and all, it's just wild. I can't figure it out. And I think I'm extra frustrated that I can't figure it out because I went to school for skin. Not that I'm a dermatologist, but like, I don't know. I feel like my knowledge should be able to help me here. And it just hasn't. And Ander seems to think it's just going to work itself out. He's like, I think it's just an allergic reaction that's just going to work its way through her body. First time I was ever bitten by a fire ant, my foot swelled up to the size of like a futon. My foot swelled up massive. And I'd never experienced that before. And I was kind of freaking out about it. And like I was panicking and calling my stepmom that was a nurse at the time. And I was freaking out about it. And now when I get bitten by fire ants, I don't have that kind of reaction at all. It just took getting bitten a couple times over the course of, the summer for my body to be like, okay, we know what to do with this now. No, they're totally two different things. 100%. Yeah. I'm not saying that just because I went to esthetician school doesn't mean that I can like diagnose my daughter, but I can definitely, I definitely know a little bit more about, skin, like especially topical skin rashes and things. It looks very much like an allergic reaction to me, but Ander thinks he's like, I think we're going to wake up one of these mornings and it's just going to be gone. And we're just going to be like, well, we don't know. And I'm like, I guess that could be, but hey, it's Darren. How's it going, Darren? What am I looking for? I'm looking for one of those tiny, whiny little black. It's like this, but it's not that. It's like this tiny, whiny little black piece right there. I cannot find it. That's it. We're missing a piece. This is what I think every single time. I'm always like, This is it. I can't find it. I can't. It's not here. Oh, wait. No, no, no. I do need that piece. I was going to say, maybe I put this on too early. If it comes back at night, maybe she should sleep somewhere else. See, that's what, well, we had her sleep in her same room. Okay, no, now I'm really confused because I legitimately can't find this piece. I had her sleep on an air mattress on a totally new blanket in her room, and she still woke up with the redness. So that was really bizarre to me. But we have not had her sleep on an air mattress out in the family room all night long to see. And I actually offered, I was like, maybe you should go sleep at your grandma's house and just a totally neutral place that is totally different bedding, totally different blankets, everything. And she was like, I don't sleep very well at her house. And I was like, well, what do you want from me? Do you want to figure out what's going on with your skin, or do you what do you want? What do you want? Okay, but, oh, you know what? I have an extra one here, so that's fine. I know, it's the weirdest thing. And I fully admit, like, obviously I'm a skincare professional, but not in a way that a dermatologist is. I know that. But I do kind of feel like I can be like I should know kind of sort of what this is, right? Like I should recognize if this is an allergic reaction or not, but who knows? Auden's allergies have also been totally through the roof over the last couple days. And so maybe it's something that got on her bed from outside. I have no idea. So I've washed all her bedding again today. I pulled her, what's it called? Her canopy completely off her bed, put it outside. I don't mind buying a second canopy because I don't think I can really wash it, but I don't mind buying a second canopy if that's what the problem is. But I suddenly this morning was like, oh my gosh, I put that ant bait in there. And I wonder if it got all over my pillow and all over my bed when we changed her sheets the other day and pulled the canopy up off of the floor where it had been like pooling on the floor. I don't know. Maybe that's wishful thinking. I'm just desperate. This is asking for pieces that I don't feel like are in this set. It's saying I need 2 of these long, or this bag. It says I need, oh, these long guys? Oh, that long guy. Right? Yeah. Oh, they just looked a lot longer to me than I thought they were. Right? Yes. Okay. Have you guys heard this argument that's been going around online about who would win in a fight between one silverback gorilla, adult male silverback gorilla, and 100 men? Organized me opens all bags and makes a giant pile of Legos. I mean, I've thought about it. You guys heard that? Ander asked me the other day, and I was like, oh, that's an interesting question. And I said, here's what I think. I think the men would win, but only slightly. They would get wrecked. Like, there would be major casualties. I think not all those men are going to come out alive, but the men are going to win because the men have numbers on their side. And one gorilla, even if it's a silverback gorilla, one creature fighting against 100 other creatures. This is why a pack of hyenas can take a full-grown lion down, because the pack of hyenas can work together, but the lion is eventually going to get tired and it's not going to be able to defend itself as well. And so Ander did some research, and apparently there's been doctors and stuff that have weighed in on this, and the doctors are like, yes, the men would eventually win, but there would be very heavy losses. But ultimately, gorillas are made for short bursts of energy. But when it comes to like an elongated fight, a fight that takes time, the gorilla is going to lose strength relatively quickly. And when you have multiple men, they will prevail, but they're not going to come out of that. Like, they're going to come out of that with a lot of casualties. Which reminds me of the stand-up bit that Nate Bargatze talked about, where at the fair in the 1980s, you could fight an orangutan just at the fair. Yeah, strictly hand to hand. No weapons, none of that. And so he talks about how he was like, he's like, this is the 80s. I was alive. And apparently you could just fight an orangutan at the fair. And they just had this orangutan in a boxing ring and you would pay to fight it. And apparently the orangutan just kept knocking people out. And so apparently PETA got involved and shut that down, obviously. But he was like, that just like boggles my mind that, and he goes, here's the thing. I feel like you could put 1,000 women into a room with an orangutan. And when they all came out, not one, if you said, did you fight it? Not one of them would have even thought about fighting it. You put 3 dudes in a room with an orangutan and 2 of them would fight it. The third guy would be the one that's like, I think you guys should try to fight the orangutan. He would instigate it. Then he was like, this was back before the time we had the internet to look up how strong an orangutan was. So this was all word of mouth. So, I meet some guy that's like, I just fought an orangutan and it kicked my butt. And it's like, but their arms are skinny. He goes, yes, that is what brought me into the ring too. Oh my gosh. I'm envisioning the silverback swiping his arms back and forth and each time a dozen men go flying. Yes. Oh my gosh. Hey, it's Mac. How's it going, Mac? Any ducklings? I need a report. That still only counts as one. Okay, this is supposed to go right here. Can you imagine fighting? I don't know. A forced fight? I mean, I guess it depends on the guys. Because I also feel like there are dudes out there that'd be like, I could take it. I could take an orangutan. They're skinny. Their arms are skinny. I don't know. And then I saw a video. I saw like a reel or something on, I don't know, YouTube, like a short or something that was it was like a public park or it was a zoo or something like that. And it showed the power of different animals. They had ropes that were inside these boxes, these metal boxes. And then they had pictures of the animals on the outsides of the boxes. And you could pull the rope and test your strength against whatever this, they had pulleys inside. And so you could test your strength against whatever it was. And it started out with like a meerkat and then went up to like a chimpanzee and then went up to, which is kind of a big jump if you really think about it. And then it went up to like a gorilla, and then it went up to a tiger, and then it went up to an elephant, and there was this big beefy guy, like pulling the ropes and stuff, and he couldn't budge the one of the tiger. He could barely budge the one of the gorilla. A man may come with the courage to challenge a silverback, but it is not this man. You know what? I think that is safe. I think you should not challenge. Well, and I've seen videos of silverback gorillas basically kind of bluffing, like rushing at people that are trying to get video footage of them or, whatever. And I mean, Congo, like Michael Crichton's Congo was scary for a reason, right? I remember my brother went to go see Congo with a friend of his and he came home absolutely terrified. He could not sleep for weeks after he saw Congo. And so it's been on my mind, it's been like solidified. I've never seen it, but it's been solidified as like this horrifying movie. And I don't even know if it's that good. I have no idea. I tried to read the novel, but the novel actually kind of bored me. To be totally honest, I was looking for like gorilla fights. And there really weren't a lot of them. And I was like, this is boring. So I put the book down. I'm looking for violence. I'm looking for men against gorillas. But yeah, my brother saw it and was terrified by it when he was younger. Oh, I bet we're going to do this 2 times. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, yes, we are. Wait, what? Okay. What time is it? 30? Okay. All right. We're going to put this on. Like we tossed the gorilla onto the Senate floor and chained the door shut. Yeah, who has the power now? Who has the power now? Ooh, that would be a bad situation. Nope. Okay, well, Susie Grace is organized, but only semi-organized because I opened the wrong bag at the very beginning. But we are definitely making progress. I have no idea how all this works. And I actually have this piece right here that's in like my extra pieces. And I'm slightly concerned that I missed a piece somewhere, but like everything seems to be a-okay and working. So has that ever happened to anybody else? You're like, this seems like a mighty big piece to be in like the little leftover bits. Maybe, but you know what? We're okay. We're all right. Which, if you answer this question, would you fight a gorilla? You go back to school. Sorry, education expired. Get in line. Or like, how many little murderous toddlers do you think could take a grown man down? Like, you know what I mean? Have you ever been like, I mean, I've never been bitten by a toddler, but I know there are toddlers out there that bite, and I don't know. What was I discussing with Andrew the other day? Oh, maybe I was talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. Well, I don't want to spoil that storyline, but you know, when it comes to kind of like waves and waves of robots, it's like when I read when I listened to World War Z, it's World War Z is a big collection of short stories. It's not a novel, really. It's a collection of short stories that are, I'm sorry, not short stories. It's interviews that are conducted by Max Brooks, who works for the UN, regarding the world zombie attack. And he interviews all sorts of people. He interviews people, I mean, all sorts of people, right? He interviews, he interviews military people. He interviews doctors. He interviews lay people, like regular civilians. He interviews all these different people and psychiatrists and, the plans that were set in place, everything. It's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. And I highly recommend, to be totally honest, I highly recommend you listen to it because it has a full cast. And it's wonderful. It's great. I mean, it's kind of bleak, but like we win in the end, but with heavy losses. But anyway, but he talks about this. He talks to this, or one of the characters is this military sergeant or a general or something like that. And the general says, armies need three things. They need to be bred. So you need people to be an army. They need to be led. So they need to have some sort of general or somebody that's in charge. It doesn't have to be military, but in order to have a functioning army that does what it's supposed to do and can actually advance and do the damage it's supposed to do, you need somebody that's in charge. They need to be led. They need to have instructions. They need to have places. They need to have ranks. They need to have, even if it's just civilians, somebody's got to be in charge, right? Because if you don't, it's just going to be all mayhem and there's going to be friendly fire and all sorts of stuff. And then third, they need to be fed. You have to get rest. You have to eat. You have to have sustenance. You cannot just go forever because that's not how the human body works. But with the zombie outbreak, none of those things were true. We were a very human army that was fighting against an army unlike anybody had ever seen because they didn't need to be led. They were all being led in their brains by the sickness or whatever. They didn't need to be fed because they were all dead and they didn't need sustenance. And every single time they bit somebody, they just added a new person to their ranks. And it could be anyone. It could be toddlers. It could be teenagers. It could be old people. It could be middle-aged people. And so you have this ever-growing army that doesn't need the things that our very human army does need. We need rest. We need food. We need supplies. We need all this stuff. And it was, I mean, all the odds were stacked against us. And as I listened to that, I just thought, oh my gosh, what a horrifying concept. And I mean, you fight, you endure, right? You do what you can, but that's a terrifying concept. So I don't know, when you think of like how many men could take down a silverback gorilla or whatever, it's like, well, when when two armies, like two bodies, I guess, are fighting against each other, obviously there's more security in having more in your group, right? But like Andrew said, I was like, when he asked me, or like I said, when Andrew asked me, I was like, dude, I think the men would win, but they would get so wrecked in the process. Like, I don't think most of those men are coming out of that alive. Oh, or with that, possibly on life support. Like, that would be so nuts. Okay, so my volume for Skyward Sword was a little bit had to be like quieter or louder or something. So let me know how the volume is. I have to kind of switch it for this one. Also, I have an alarm for Alexa to go off when I'm supposed to go get Charlotte, so I don't just silence it on my phone. I think World War Z was one of my favorite audiobooks I've ever listened to, ever. It was such an experience. And the first time I listened to it, I was listening to it while I was walking around, like in the mornings, like in the kind of weird, like misty mornings, surrounded by trees on my walking route. And it was scary. It was October. It was creepy. And there's like music that plays whenever the chapters shift, and it was really well done. I highly recommend it if you like listening to audiobooks, particularly kind of spooky audiobooks. And I remember listening to an interview with Max Brooks, the guy who wrote Yes Baby. Oh, I see, she needs my help, so that's cool. I'm gonna have to go do that here in a second. Okay, I heard you, baby. I'm coming. He was interviewed when the movie came out, and the guy was like, so did you like the movie? And Max Brooks, the author of World War Z, was like, oh, I loved it. And the interviewer was like, really? And Max Brooks said, yeah, it wasn't my book, but it was great, which is kind of fair. I mean, they did change it a little bit, but I liked World War Z too as well. I thought it was a zombie movie I could handle because it wasn't like over the top, gory, disgusting. It was creepy and it was unsettling. And it had a lot of high adrenaline moments, but it wasn't like Walking Dead, like gross, that's, let me go help my toddler real quick. I'll be right back. Also, Words on Stream is not working again. It will not load in my browser. I use Firefox, and it just will not load in my browser. So I'm gonna have to... I'm gonna have to come up with something when I go grab Charlotte from the bus. So I don't know. We'll see. Extra pieces are now a thing. Shouldn't worry, but the box that got made right after yours might be missing a squared triangle thingy. Yeah, I know that if I were... Well, luckily I had some extra pieces over here that I could pull from when I needed that little... Did I not finish this one? Hey, it's DJ, who is working on a countdown for me. Oh, no. You know what? I don't want to do that one yet. Hold on. It's funny that in StreamerBot, I don't feel like... I say that too fast. StreamerBot. You can't set like... Maybe there's an alarm like widget. I didn't look over the weekend. I should have. But maybe there's like an alarm widget. I don't know. But he has been working on a... Yeah. It's the final countdown. Just like they always sung about. Okay, I think we're running for this one. Did my thing? Okay, cool. Okay. Oh. Wolf says, if you ever feel alone, turn off all the lights in your house and start up a horror movie. After 20 minutes, you won't feel alone anymore. That is true. That was actually how I felt after I watched parts of the original Alien one time. It was when I was living with some roommates when Andrew and I were dating, and I was and I think it was just on TV. It was around Halloween time, and I was home by myself. Hey, it's Lindsay! Luchador Libri Dibri Lindsay. Oh my gosh! Oh man, he wants that cake! He is having the time of his life. This is why I freaking love this game. This game is unhinged. I love it so much. And I love this music. Everything about this is so wild. And everything is timed so perfectly. Somebody just came into chat. Hold on. Yeah, I watched the original Alien and I felt very not alone after I watched that movie. Like, I didn't watch the whole thing. I don't remember much of it, but I do remember, like, oh shoot, I missed it. Dang it. I do. Hey, it's Doom. Of course. Doesn't that cake look good? How's the volume, you guys? Is it too loud or does it need to be louder? Is it louder than me or is it quieter than me? It should be a little quieter than me. You are not wrong. I should have known. I should have known. Okay, but look, here's what I did. Here's what I did. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So now I can prove that I'm doing sock hands. Not that anybody's questioning it, but. Yeah, we've got a hands camera. Hands. But I do remember watching, I saw that scene, like I saw the chest burster scene. And then of course the little baby alien like runs away. And I remember just thinking in my head, like, this apartment suddenly doesn't seem empty anymore. It just made me feel very not alone. So Wolf is very right. Oh my gosh, she's so right. Boop. Okay. Hands, 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 hands. If you burn sage, it makes the ghost go away. So yesterday we were sitting in church. I bought Charlotte this new dress, which is adorable on her. And she was sitting next to me and I looked down and I went, oh, does your dress have a pocket? And she looked down at it and she went, oh, it has a pocket. I was like, yeah, pockets. Okay. You know what? I'm going to okay. Let's see. 25 hands. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I need my timer. Oh, biscuits. How long is it? 2 minutes? Alexa, set a
timer for 2 minutes, please. Can you see my hands? Okay, yeah, you can. Oh, shoot. I wasn't paying attention. All right. What's the... okay, like that? Okay, that's closer. Logs. It's when you play with logs instead of hands. Oh, sock hands is 5 minutes? Okay, Alexa, cancel that timer. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes, please. Okay. All right, let's do this. I didn't want to go do that other one because it was timed and it was a running one, and I was like, no, because somebody's gonna redeem something like hands-free or something, and here's this one that I have to run anyway, and their Doom went anyway. So you know what? It didn't really matter. Oh. All right. I gotta pay attention. Oh, that's how you. Okay. So much going on. Oh yeah, that's how you do it. Oh, we got all the third teensy. I think we did it. Woo, seconds! What is
It's called Children to Adult? What does that even mean? I don't recognize this one. I gotta take my little... I have sock hands. Hey, it's backpack! I gotta turn around and do it like the teensy does it. Oh, I need to keep it up on the counter. Or the counter, table, whatever. Yeah, he does the Terminator 2 thumbs up. I do remember that. This game is so unhinged, but it's just so much fun. It's one of my favorite games ever. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's one of my favorite side-scrolling platformers ever. And today, we're gonna get to Mariachi Madness, which is my favorite of the music levels. Favorite. All right, so I'm supposed to fight this luchador with sock hands. Cool, we can do it. We can do it. Okay. Oh, this reminds me of Coco when she comes out and she's like, I, on the microphone. Oh, wow, he is so large in stature. Oh my gosh, he's so big. Okay. All right. Round one. Oh, will I start again at round, like if I die, will I start around? Okay. Ah! Oh, okay. Oh. What am I supposed to do? I don't even, oh, okay. He has a bandage on his head. Oh, oh, oh no, I missed it. Oh, biscuits. Okay, that's fine. Crap, I think I know what I need to do. I also missed him. That's fine. Oh, they gave me another chance. They were like, hey, you're not a very good gamer. You missed it. Its eyes, brr. The giant in Dead Cells, you know what? I actually don't. Oh, okay, wait. Yes, I do vaguely remember. Oh. Okay. Did we get all three? I think we got all three. Okay. That is how I feel when I do a really hard level in a game. Oh. What is below me? Is it magma? Is it jelly? Is it like filling? Cake filling? I don't know. I think I'm, oh. 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 I don't know where to put my, there we go, like that. Oh, oh, I made such a huge mistake. Crap. Okay. Don't do the same. Don't do them on outsides. Like, work your way into the middle, or like work your way from one side to the other side, because that does not help you. Oh, I was not ready. Oh my gosh. Yes, mistakes were definitely made. Yeah, like, yeah. Are you serious? That's what happens when you're wearing socks. Oh, shoot. That's not what I... Okay. I do love this music. This music is great. Alexa, stop. Okay, so camera, sock hands camera works okay. Hopefully. I have to kind of like keep my hands like this. I have to kind of play like this, because if I play like this, you can't see them very well, but I guess I could probably adjust that. Let me see. Maybe move it like that. That's better. You would win if you had Jack Black on your side. Who wouldn't win? Nacho Libre? I haven't actually never seen Nacho Libre. But it's based on a true story. Did you guys know that? Totally based on a true story. I had no idea. Doom is my trusty... Oh, shoot, I did the same. You know what? And I didn't even have socks on my hands for that time. This should not be this hard. Doom is my trusty sock hands. How many points of sock hands? I can't even remember. Yeah, I oftentimes feel that way. When I'm like excited about beating a level or something, I get really excited about it. This is why games can't have extra lives, because you just die all the time. That's right, we'll get it. Oh shoot, oh shoot. Woo, that was close. 5,000 points for 5 minutes, worth it. Absolutely worth it. It's hard finding a cost for things that is not too high, but isn't so low that, like, you know, like, people can do it 100. Although I guess you can set limits. You can set cooldowns. Okay, one more hit, man. No, not one more hit. One more. Where do we go from here? Oh. Oh, what? What? I'm so bad at this. Ugh. Well, I'm hoping to turn sock hands into more like YouTube content, because it's great fun. I mean, I say that. I say that. I do need a break from it every once in a while, because I will say that after I do it for, you know, the 5 minutes or whatever, my hands start to cramp just a little bit because I have to hold the controller in a slightly different way, but it's not super bad. It's just like, it's totally doable for 5 minutes, but I think it would make some great content for the YouTubes. We have like the Rayman theme song playing in the very background. I love it when games soundtracks do that. Oh yeah, I'm wearing glasses. I forgot. Oh! Ah! Oh, I made it! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh. I thought I was dead. Oh, we're on round 3. I think if I die, I start here, right? That's what we just learned, right? Oh my gosh. Gee willikers. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. This is so stressful. Ugh. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. We're gonna start off here. How is this air coming? Like, how is it coming up from the fire? Do I have a heart? I do not have a heart. Oh. I want that! Dang it! Shoe hands? Oven mitt hands? Sock hands isn't like insanely hard, but it definitely requires some, some finesse, I guess. Okay, all right, okay. Wow, this is bananas. I do not remember this at all. But I do... Fancy gaming, pinkies up. That's a good one. Oh no! Oh, it's fine. There we go. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Pinkies. Fancy gaming! Oh, okay, that was good. We have fire, like... How long is this? How many tries? Is this gonna take Susie? So many alt tries. I seriously do not remember this dude being this hard, but man, he is kind of a pain in my rear end right now. Okay. Oh, I want that! I want that! No, I want that! Oh, that was stupid! You can't go down because then you're just gonna go... Oh, remember the times when Susie Grace does a boss that takes her entire stream? Like Saris. This could be... Well, and the fact that you start... I'm not gonna complain. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's all user error, really. It's just me not being good. It's me not getting good. He is definitely winning. I can't tell where I am. I can't tell who is what is happening. Okay. I just wanted that. That's all I wanted. Just wanted those lums. Oh my gosh. Oh, we did it. Oh, this is gonna be bad. What's happening now? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, we did it. Bashed his eyeballs out. And apparently he lost a bunch of teeth. Was he losing teeth before that? What is this dance? I was about to walk back into all that hot jelly. Whatever that was. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're behind this. You are the problem. That's right. I forgot. See you later. To the pig with you. Oh my gosh, you guys. This fighting bosses the whole stream, aka Susie crashes out. You guys, I'm so excited for this music level. I love it. It's my favorite. Spill the tea. You tell a little gossip each time you die. So my idea actually for today, going to get Charlotte from the bus, is for chat to write a story in chat while I'm gone. I'll just pull up like my music, like my YouTube screen of my music playing. And then chat writes a short story together, one line at a time, and then I'll read it aloud when I get back. Obviously it has to be family friendly, but that since words on stream isn't working, I don't know why it's not working. I can't figure it out. Today's the second day that words on stream has not worked for me. It just won't load. It just sits, the dice, those 3 dice in the middle of the screen, it just sits and loads just endlessly. I can't make it work. What's your word limit? I mean, until I get back. Like 10 minutes, I guess. Not like a word per chatter. I mean like a line or like a sentence. Okay, are you guys ready? This was like the best part of this whole entire game for me. You guys can all hear the music, right? Yes? Okay. No, there wasn't any music there. I'm just saying, you guys can hear it, right? Just makes me laugh every time. This is the best version of the song I've ever heard in my life. I think kazoos come into play somewhere. Oh. I love it so much. It's my favorite music level by far. It's so great. Oh my gosh. Best version of Eye of the Tiger I think I've ever heard in my life. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. The 8-bit versions get a little crazier. Those all happen. I can't remember when those happen though. I don't remember when you unlock those, but they're like 8-bit versions of all the music levels too, and they turn the difficulty up to like 11. So it was so, oh, did I just do it again? Oh. Amazing! You saved this world from the nightmares. You really deserve these 5 lucky tickets. Well, thank you kindly. I need to scratch these stuff. These. You guys want me to do it again? It's so great. It's so great. I love it so much. And you know what? I feel like it's hard to find. I don't think you can find that version on, like, maybe you can now, but way back when I played this, I looked for that version on YouTube and I couldn't find it. I think they were very careful about it, but I think you can probably find it now. Yeah, it's so good. It's so great. First time I played it, I was just cracking up. The whole time, I couldn't even finish the level. I was laughing so much. I was like, this is so unhinged, but I love it so much. This type of humor in games I just love. Like, it's just the weirdest, wackiest. I love it. Okay, each joystick controls one joystick controls one hand and one joystick controls the other. And so it's weird, but I want to get these out of the way so I can get Origins paintings. But see, I did not realize there were kazoos. I just totally forgot that there were kazoos in this game. And that just makes it even better. Even better. Just absolutely fantastic. Adding kazoos to anything makes anything better. It's just instant. Kazoos, yes. Have we unlocked any, like... Wait. The Teensy Queen! Oh, Teensy Queen. We also have a mosquito that's living in our house somewhere. I've tried to clap him twice and I've missed both times, which is frustrating. Well, we will do the Mariachi Madness again when the 8-bit levels come. I don't remember when... I think it's this one. So we need 400 teensies to unlock that. I'm pretty sure the Living Dead Party is when the 8-bit levels come in. And you do all the music levels once more, but they're like I said, turned up to like 11. Yeah, the teensy Mariachi. We'll do Mariachi Madness again. I love it. Watch, I'll probably die this time. I did it the first time. 54 out of 58. Oh, that's right, because we have oh, great. Every time people mention a kazoo, I picture the magic song from Cinderella. Is there a kazoo in Cinderella? No. Is there? I guess I can crank it. I mean, who comes up with this? Who's like, I know, I want to be at that pitch meeting. They're like, listen, we got this idea. Have it be... Eye of the Tiger, but have it be in a desert and have it be mariachi with kazoos. They're like, first of all, I love it. Let's do it. That's why you're here. That's why you're here, Dave. Your ideas are the best. If I remember right, though, the 8-bit one, I can't, because it's not, let's just say, it's not only the music that is pixelated, that's 8-bit. It's like the screen gets wonky and it depends on the version, like it depends on the song, but I think this one gets really, like the resolution gets really wonky and so things become really blurry and you can't really see what you're doing. You basically just have to like memorize the level, pretty much. I think so. Every time. I should add this. I should add this to my kazoo list. Oh no! I knew it! And now you have to start all the way. Oh no, you don't. Just the middle. All right, that's nice. Oh, at the kazoo. I knew it. I knew I was gonna die. You only get that lucky once. What are those wonky little flies? The mosquitoes? There we go. Love it. Love it. The game volume is somewhat low. Okay. I need to make a note of where it is because it has to change. This game is weirdly quieter than Skyward Sword. So let me grab a sticky note. El Mosco. What is this at? 25.7? know. It's one of my favorite little like short levels. I love it. I can do it over and over and over again. Just wait till we get to the 8-bit because it is like when I say that it goes like way down on the resolution, you can barely make out anything that is happening in this on the screen. You really do just kind of have to be like, well, I think they're baddies right now. I don't really remember. They purposely are like, do you remember this level? This is why we're gonna give it to you now. Like that level has 4 skulls. And I'm pretty sure all the levels, all the 8-bit levels have 5, but they feel like they have like 5 or 6. I don't know. It's a lot. I also feel like the music in this level may or may not be my brother's ringtone. I just can't remember. Maybe. I remember my brother's ringtone came from Rayman Origins. I think it's this, it's also used in this level. Okay. Oh, shoot. Yes, this is my brother's ringtone. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh. This is where they all are. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Yeah. Oh, biscuits. Dang it, those are all, the purple ones are worth 2. Beans. That's my favorite music level, but I also really love the last music level a lot, but not so much because of the music, but just because it's just a really fun one. It's absolute chaos. Totally chaotic, but it's really, really fun. I love that level of platforming. I think it's just really, really fun. Lots of like wall running and like jumping, and it's just craziness. Am I really gonna wait? No, I'm not gonna wait for that one, dude. Okay, yep, this music is my brother's ringtone. This is what happens when my brother calls me. I don't know what they're singing, but I love it. Just I don't know. There's something about it. Like if I heard this song, I don't know if I would think it was in the water. It's a bunch of fish, maybe? I don't know, but I really love it. They're singing Glue Glue. I do know that. They're singing Glue Glue. Something about Glue Glue. I think it goes away though. There's a whole level that has this. But then we get into creepy dark times. Creepy dark water times. And now here we are. But I also love this music a lot too. Ooh. Yeah, that's the first one. I didn't miss one. Oh, that was close. All right. I gotta go get Charlotte. Alexa, stop please. I have to go get Charlotte in... Nope, I'm gonna check the bus app right now. I'm saying it to everybody. Let me check the bus app. I feel like her bus used to go on a route that took her, like, it took her longer to get home. And now they must have gotten rid of a stop because now I feel like it used to say, yeah, bus. It used to say that her bus would arrive at like 3:21, but she would never get here until like 3:30. But now it's like 3:20, and she is straight up. What if chat speaks in bus until you go get her? Bus. Like VT used to always figure out how to use the word arise before I played that game. He'd always find a way to put it in his chat message. It was great. Okay, we're circling. Got it. So teensies are magical and they can breathe underwater, apparently. Yeah, always got to check them walls. I am curious to see. Oh my goodness. I'm curious to see what Charlotte's arms look like and how she's doing today, because she slept in long sleeves last night and I feel like it helped, but not as much as we hoped. I don't know. Bye, Hayes! B-U-S. Busless. Bus. Bye-bye, bus. When Charlotte was really little, she used to say, whenever we left our apartment, she used to say, bye-bye, bone. And to this day, we have no idea what she meant. And she doesn't remember. Ah! She doesn't remember either. She used to say, bye-bye, bone. No idea what that meant. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. It will forever be a mystery. Ah! That was such a risk. Wow. That was stupid of me, but it worked. I'm gonna sneak up behind this dude. Okay. Yeah, no, it was bye-bye bone. She used to say, bye-bye bone. And we were like, what's bone? And then when she got older, we tried to ask her and she said, I don't know. I don't remember that. But she used to say it when we left. And then we used to read the book, There's a Walk-It in My Pocket, which is my favorite Dr. Seuss book for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, but I love it. And that was stupid, Susie, Grace. And there's this, oh, well, it didn't matter because I died anyway. And there's this line in it where he says, but that bofa on the sofa, well, I wish he wasn't there. And Charlotte always used to say, every time I read that, she would look at me and she would say, blah, 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 blah. And I could never figure out what she was saying, but I would just be like, yep, okay. Like I never, to this day, I still have no idea what she was trying to tell me, but she said it every single time. She always, every time we read that one page, I'd say, but that bofa on the sofa, well, I wish he wasn't there. And she'd look at me and go, I'd be like, yes, I guess so. Trying to think if Auden has ever had anything that we legitimately are just like, what? And we can't understand, but I can't think of anything, not off the top of my head. I don't love barbecue chips. They're not my fave. But I will take them if it is all, like I'm not gonna be picky. It's funny, we live in Texas and yet we are not big barbecue fans. Like everybody's always like, oh man, you live in Texas, you gotta go to the Salt Lake barbecue. And we're kind of like, Rudy's. Everybody goes nuts about Rudy's barbecue. And we're like, But you know what? We go to enough gatherings that people like order Rudy's for that we have enough Rudy's. We're fine. All right, bus is in the neighborhood. So I am going to start my music here. And I'm gonna go to my Be Right Back screen. And I don't have words on stream because it's not working for whatever reason. I don't know why, but if you guys wanna write a story, a little short story in chat, feel free. Give me just a bit to go grab Charlotte, get my kids situated, and I will be right back. We're gonna have to come up with something to do on this intermission if words on stream isn't gonna work. Maybe it's my browser, I don't know. All right, I will be right back. All right. Something about a frog and an oyster. Scarecrow, how are you? All right, let's wrap up this mini story and then I will read it. Also, I read Mac's message about them having a straight up category for the TikTok like Chromebook damage. Children, youths, the youths. Do we have an end to this story or should I just read it? Okay. Oh, and DJ BJ, I see you. Okay. I'm going to start. Okay, wait, I'll give you guys a couple more minutes and then I'll read it. We did Chinese food for my mother-in-law yesterday. We have so much leftover Chinese food in the fridge. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, so much. Okay. Okay, I'll start. Now, this is a story all about how my life got turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you about how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air. Okay, record scratch. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. Well, I didn't walk in through that door right over there. That would have been much easier. It all started when I met a frog. I'm an oyster, by the way, who sat on a log. The frog told me he'd never tried oyster before. He wondered what oyster tasted like. Oh, dearie me. Oh, that was for Mac. And I'm reading a story that they wrote while I was gone. And the frog said, tastes a bit like ribbit, and spat me out. That's one way to get to know someone, I quipped. Then I started sinking. My tugboat sprung a leak. I raced for the nearest life jacket. This is a very precarious situation, I thought to myself. The frog just stared at me. Ribbit. And I stared at him. He stared at me. And I stared at him. And he... You brought this on yourself, he glared. That was actually amazing. Talk about an oyster and a frog. That was fantastic. I love that. I am open to suggestions for my little intermission screen. I don't know what happened to words on stream. Maybe it is maybe it's a what's it called, maybe it's a browser thing, but like I don't know. Also, there was a while there where it was working fine. I never had any problems. I think the story writing is absolutely solid. And then who knows, maybe someday I'll compile them all into a book of short stories. Short stories written by Susie's Chat. But they did like an update. They gave the whole game like a facelift and it's never worked the same since. And like I said, I don't know if it's a browser thing or what. I chose using Firefox instead of Google Chrome because I heard that Google Chrome was really kind of like resource intense and or resource heavy, and that it just wasn't, and I didn't want anything kind of dragging my PC down while I was trying to stream, and so that's why I went with Firefox. Oh, is this where I came from? I think this is where I came from. Okay, but maybe it just doesn't work with my. I need to check if I need to update. I don't know. Oh, that was there. Cool. I get it now. What would you think about playing a clip playlist on shuffle? I've actually thought about that as well. My only problem with that is my only worry with that is I don't know how to make that happen, because I've actually tried doing like a playlist. I've tried doing a playlist from VLC player. And it's very labor intensive on my PC. and it actually caused OBS to crash. And so I don't know how I guess I could do it on, you mean like pull up YouTube, just have YouTube be a screen capture and then just have like a playlist of clips playing, because that would also work. Yeah, they're same wavelength, same wavelength. You are right. You are right. You are right. And there's so many clips that we probably wouldn't have a problem with, like the same clips playing over and over and over again. I'm totally open to that. I can do different things depending on the day. Like, I don't know. It's kind of, oh dude, that was us the other day. Like I had so many issues with my internet. I was so mad. And I used up pretty much all my data trying to talk to Spectrum about it. Ooh. Just swam right into that spike. Sure did. What?
Because of how we have Hulu.
Maybe. Is it working? Because it's not working on the TV.
Oh, yes, it is working.
Oh.
Guess what? Because of how we have Hulu. Where is it? Shh.
I'm listening to reason. What? Kung Fu Panda?
Yes!
Nice. I love Kung Fu Panda a lot. I've never, lies. I think I've seen the second Kung Fu Panda. I don't think I've seen the third. I certainly haven't seen the fourth. Oh, get it. Get it, Derry. But I loved the first one. Absolutely loved it. Is this a secret? I think I'm supposed to go that way, but I think I am not gonna go that way yet. I have not found, oh, biscuits and freaking gravy. Ah, that was so stupid. That was so avoidable. Well, now I'm not being careful because I'm mad about it. Yeah, there we go. Yes, that's where the king is. King? Yes. I think we always find the queen first. So I can either play clips or, you know what? I could do like a trivia. We could do trivia, have trivia in chat. I think there are trivia bots through like Stream Elements or whatever. So that's something we could do, but I'm just really disappointed. And I looked it up online. I looked up if Words on Stream was like struggling for anybody else, and I can't find anything. I can't find anything recent. I found some things from like a couple years ago, but it just straight up just stopped working. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know. We did it! We just did things that were actually funny and harmless, like switching chairs or singing the Halo theme in the restroom. Not destruction and chaos. That's because the kids record it and then they get a bunch of online likes and stuff. Singing Halo in the bathroom isn't good enough. That's the world we live in now. It is what it is. Some of these levels are like very stealthy. Well, that one, I guess, was technically. And we've got Murphy, who's gonna come help us out. And he looked at me, and I looked at him. Ow! Are you kidding me? Yes! Wow, that should not have. I see that. Yep. Ooh. Never played Halo, but I think Halo 4 intro song gives me all the chills. Halo, the original Halo theme is my dad's ringtone because my dad just loves Halo. And I was talking to my sister about it last night, actually. I FaceTimed my sister way too late. Oh my gosh. Speaking of my siblings, we FaceTimed each other last night because we were talking about Mother's Day. We were talking about my mom. But we mostly just talked about, I don't know, just life in general. But my brother's on tour right now, right? And he told the story about going to this insane chicken wing place that was in Vegas. And my brother likes spicy food. He's always liked spicy food. And he's done the one chip challenge. And, you know, he's usually like, oh, we have Murphy. Murphy comes in right now. But apparently he and his guitar player went to this chicken place. And it absolutely wrecked them. Like, they had never experienced anything like it in their lives. They had to sign a waiver. which Ander said, I have signed waivers before at chicken places, and I think it's a sales gimmick. I think it's a total sales gimmick. But my brother was like, dude, we were absolutely wrecked. Like, my guitar player, we almost couldn't play our show. Like, my guitar player was so, like, in a fetal position. Hey, it's Shane. Yes. He was in a fetal position in the bathroom on the floor, and he was having a panic attack. And my brother was having a panic attack, and he was, like, wandering the streets of Vegas, like, in this, like, hallucinatory, like, he was panicking, his heart rate was up, and he was like, I didn't even finish my chicken. Neither did my guitarist. Like, we were like 5 bites in, and we realized we made a terrible mistake. And so my brother was like, I was Googling all this stuff, but the entire story, was so hysterical, just in the way that my brother told it. He is such a funny guy, and he's so animated in the way he tells his stories. And if I try to tell it, it's not going to do it justice. But he did say something like, words cannot express the feelings that were going through my body. And the way he said it was so funny. And my sister and I were just dying laughing. And I had my headphones in, and Ander was laying in bed next to me and had no idea what was going on. But the whole story of him experiencing this chicken and all this stuff, oh my gosh, it was hysterical. But my brother finally met his match. That's basically what the story is. My brother met his match, and he almost couldn't do the show. And he even said they had to have like a contingency plan, because he was like, what if you like, he was like, dude, what are we gonna do if we like poop our pants on stage? So they had to have like a plan. That didn't happen, which I'm actually super surprised. But my brother was like, I've never experienced anything like that in my life, ever. It was the wildest. It was such a crazy experience. And it was one I never, like, he even did the 1 chip challenge, and he didn't even have that big of a reaction to that one. So my sister and I were just dying talking to my brother last night. Oh my gosh. He was just wandering the streets. I don't know where he was, but he was just wandering the streets, holding his phone out, and like gesticulating with his hands. And I was like, man, what I wouldn't give to be just a person on the street, just watching Joe on the phone, talking to his siblings about, I don't know, this crazy story about hot chicken. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. I miss my siblings so much. But I was talking to my sister yesterday, and I said, I'm trying to kind of, not that I want to be the devil on my dad's shoulder, because apparently my dad, he wants to come, my stepmom wants to take a trip with a girlfriend, and they want to go to New York, and they're like BFFs with my uncle. My uncle lives in New York, has lived in New York for years and years and years and years and years. And my uncle is very much like a walk around the city and just kind of like take in the sights and all this fun stuff. He walks all the time. And my dad is not that guy. And he and my stepmom get along really well. And my stepmom is kind of that type of person to just go walking around and just, see the city. But my dad's kind of not. And so my stepmom really wants to go visit my uncle and take a girlfriend with her, and they can go hang out in the city together. And they've invited my dad, but I was like, Dad, you should, I don't want to be the devil on your shoulder, but you should come here. Like, you should come hang out with us. My girls would love to see you. I would love to see you. And he was like, well, but if I came, I would come without your stepmom. And I was like, okay, that's not a problem for me. Listen, and I didn't tell him this, but my stepmom came along when I was in my 20s. I mean, I love her and I think she's wonderful, but I'd much rather just have my dad come here than not have him come at all, And he was invited by his brother, and he was like, yeah, it'll just be just like old times, and we'll walk the streets and stuff. And I'm going, I don't think my dad is up for that. So I'm kind of being the devil on his shoulder going, you could come visit us, and we could just we're getting a season pass to the pool. We could just go hang out at the pool every day and hang out with the girls. You could just sit outside the trampoline and just use a grabber, and just while they're running around on the trampoline. You don't even have to do anything. We don't have to go walking around. That's not really my dad's thing. And then I was like, I've got Halo. But my sister said, you know, I don't think Dad wants to admit that his motor skills aren't as great as they used to be. And I don't think Halo has the same, like, I don't think he can play it the same way. And I was like, oh, dang. Hey, it's Chiron. Thank you so much. It really kind of depends on what my dad wants to do, because if my dad says, you know what, I don't really want to play Halo, you know, then I totally get that. But you know, if he wants to play it, then great. Like, that's fantastic. We'll play it. I feel like there's a secret there, right? Yes. Yes, I knew it. Tell the secrets. But what I don't want to do is be like, we should play Halo, and have my dad feel like he has to. Oh my goodness. This was just bad from the beginning. Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, wait. We did a thing where all the boys got hair ties that went on their wrists, and the girls had to get you to talk to them in order to take it from you. One of the friends had a genius idea. Take all the hair ties from his friends, and then at assembly, halfway through the day, the principal asked the girl with the most to stand up, and he stood up. And the principal thought it was funny, but had to say, so-and-so, you're not a girl. Sit down. That's funny. Okay, wait. Lindsay says, I mean, to be fair, my partner and his classmates hit a plastic fork each in a ceiling tile every day of school for the whole senior year. And then at the end of the last day, they removed the ceiling tile and ran for it when hundreds of plastic forks rained down from the ceiling. Okay, that is the kind of prank that is funny and that, like, is totally harmless and just a silly good time, and nobody gets hurt and nobody is stuck doing stupid things like wasting their time trying to fix MacBooks or like Chromebooks or whatever, because kids have been actually, you know, damaging. That kind of thing is great. I love that kind of prank. That's great. It's so random, but I love it. Oh no! Oh no! I think I did it. Oh my gosh! Oh, we stopped. All right, great. I'm at 80 stars in Galaxy 2. I might do the whole 120. I think... Oh shoot, it's been so long since I've actually done Mario Galaxy. I honestly don't remember. I don't remember how many I got. I bet if I booted it up on my Wii, I would probably be able to see. Charlotte wanted to know if she could play Mario Galaxy, and I was like, dude, heck yes you can. She's playing Mario Wonder right now though, and she's really enjoying it, which I knew she would. I was like, this is totally your game. Are you kidding? You're gonna love this game. You'll love it. I never did any pranks like that in school. The closest thing I ever did, well, it was kind of a prank, but it was really to kind of get back at somebody because they were being a jerk to me, was when I put Go-Gurt in some kid's locker. But then I ended up like ruining all his homework and everything, and I felt kind of like a jerk, but at the same... Did I miss one? Oh, Oh, can I get back? No. Biscuits and gravy. Biscuits and gravy. Dang it. Dude, I know. They're great. I love the music channel, like the music levels, and then the 8-bit music levels are even great. They're so great. But the levels are challenging. In Origins, they don't have music-based levels. They have these levels called the Tricky Treasure Hunts, or Tricky Treasure or something. And you're just, you come across a treasure chest, but it has an eye on it, and it opens its eye, and when it sees you, it's like, oh yes, it's going to attack me. I better run! And so it takes off, and then you have to like, but it's the same type of level where the level's moving really, really fast, and you have to move with it, and you barely have any time to like really slow down or anything at all. The Ninja Dojo. There is no fear in this dojo. My dad has a FOMO problem. He bought a Switch at one point because it was a cool new thing, but he gets frustrated so easily he can't play a new game very long before rage quitting. I know people like that. My friend Manuel lives in Germany, my sound engineer buddy that helped me with my microphone. He was asking for game recommendations, and I gave him all these different game recommendations, and every single one he was like, I can't play games like that because they make me angry because of this. And I finally was like, well, then I have no recommendations for you, because every game I recommend, you come up with something that's wrong about it. Like, what? And so he eventually settled on Horizon Zero Dawn, And I was like, it's great. You're going to love it. It's got a large learning curve, just FYI, but I think you'll really like it. And then he rage quit because he was like, I did this whole area and I died and I didn't realize I hadn't saved. And so I just quit. And I was like, you should not be playing games then. Because like the reality is like the games are so, I mean, unless you're going to play like Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley, like games are going to be somewhat, I mean, they have cozy games for a reason, but he was like, I don't want a cozy game. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. I recommend games that cost $5 to $20. I don't want somebody, yeah, true that. Hey, it's Sword Art, large learning curve, please. It was a big learning curve for me. Maybe that's also because I was aiming with joysticks. I bet the learning curve isn't quite as big when you are playing on a PC and when you're aiming with your mouse. Oh, well, that was stupid. Huh? Oh my gosh. I don't like this challenge. This is not as much fun as the running levels. We're in a dojo. We're in a teensy dojo. A teensy dojo. Okay. Oh, how many? Of course they have to do it this way because you have to get enough teensies to win the thing at the end. Hey! Oh, I just almost died. Oh, you have to actually hit these. Of course you do. That makes sense, I guess. Oh, that's what you were supposed to do. Oh my gosh. Oh. 115. Oh my gosh. No. Wait, what is my time limit? Okay. Wait, 120 seconds? How many minutes is that? Is that 3 minutes? No. 2 minutes? No. Yes. Oh. Whoa, that was really close. Did I get them all? Oh, I only got 2. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so stressful. Okay, I see now. Oh, this was dumb. Ah! Oh, they lose teensies after a time. I feel like they have daily dojo challenges as well. Oh. Okay. Yeah, probably. Like, I was like, what are you looking for, man? I was like, what about Alien Isolation? That's supposed to be a good game, right? I've heard, I guess, because it's kind of spooky. I should tell. Nope. I was going to say I should tell him to play Darkwood. No. He's just going to get mad and frustrated with Darkwood because Darkwood is really punishing. Really, really punishing. And it doesn't give you a lot of direction. Like, my sister played Darkwood and she was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I legitimately am like, what's going on? And I totally get that. They don't give you a whole lot of direction. You're just kind of like, you just kind of do whatever. And it even says at the very beginning of the game, this game will not hold your hand. It is not going to give you, like, be patient and respect the forest. That's pretty much all they tell you. And they are not wrong. So I didn't know what to recommend to him. I was like, I don't know, man. You're pretty much just on your own. And he was limited because he didn't have a PlayStation. Well, he was only vaguely limited. He didn't have a PlayStation, doesn't have a Switch. But I was like, man, like, I don't know what to tell you. All my game recommendations, you're like, no, I don't want to play that because XYZ. I was like, all right, well then I don't know what to tell you, man. Best of luck. Hope you find a game. So I think he got refunds for all those games because I think he only played like, you know, under 2 hours of them. But I was like, I don't know what you're looking for, man. I would have recommended like a Zelda game, but he didn't have a Switch. So I was like, well, oh, hey, look, it was Kalulu. Look. Up above me. It's Kalulu, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have anything to compare it to. I've never played an aiming game with a mouse, ever. In my head, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But I've never played a game that way. I've always used a controller. My very first-person shooter game I ever played was Metroid Prime. But Metroid Prime lets you lock on because it was originally on the GameCube, right? So that's different. But like free aiming? Oh, that was probably Horizon Forbidden or Zero Dawn. And I was like, this is hard, but I was so invested in the story that I got it, but it was definitely a learning curve. But I was just like, I don't know what you're looking for, man. And I said, well, what games have you played before that you've really enjoyed? And now at this point, I don't remember what he told me. Salty's like, my son insists on playing the most challenging level he can find on every game, getting frustrated, melting down, and then immediately trying it again. Oh, so he would be really good at Mega Man, is what you're saying. I need to get up there because I can hear it. I can hear the teentsies up there. I have questions. What? Oh. Is this gonna like... I have a... I was gonna say, I think we're gonna turn the power off. Okay, and then of course you turn the power off and then all the security drones slash bots slash whatever all come after you. Okay, well now we know. But also, you know, we know this. Just because I enjoyed a game certainly doesn't mean somebody else will enjoy it. Like, I really liked Darkwood, but I've met multiple people now that didn't enjoy it and put it down because it was either too hard or not necessarily too hard, but just kind of frustrating because it was like, I don't have any direction. I don't like this game. It doesn't, like, not to mention, it's really unsettling. And I didn't realize this because I streamed it, but it is really unsettling to play on your own. Really unsettling. I was definitely far more blessed by having an audience as like a buffer of the dread, because playing it alone was really, really, really frightening. And and it's funny because I got so frustrated with the way that I played it last time and that my gameplay came to a standstill because of a choice I made, story-wise. And I still kind of want to go back to it. I shouldn't even want to go back to it. But I don't think I can do it alone. So I told my sister, I was like, I know, let's play it alone together. Like, let's FaceTime and we'll play it alone together, right? And she was like, eh. She said, well, my problem is I can't play the games at the same time as you can. Like, you're an hour later than me, so I don't think we could do that. And it's a problem doing it before I go to bed anyway, because then I'm just scared. So it's definitely not a game you want to play when you're gonna go to bed. Free aiming in this economy. Yeah, I can't, I mean, I don't know. I've never played I'm wondering, oh wait, Salty says, I'm wondering if it's actually a way of processing frustration with other things in his life. You mean your son or you mean my friend? I'm Stardew. You have a limited window of opportunity. Oh, in Stardew, you have a limited opportunity to get things done. And the store is closed on Wednesday. And you can't exert too much energy or else you'll just pass out in the middle of the day, which I did. Chopping down trees left and right. And then all of a sudden I passed out. And I was like, oh, well, that makes sense, I guess. What is this? I gotta eat? I gotta like build up energy? What is this crap? This is a game. I should be able to just have unlimited stamina. Link doesn't even have unlimited stamina. In the newer games, I should say. There was a while there where he had unlimited stamina. And then, of course, we played Skyward Sword and we had stamina, and I was like, what is this crap? Now I gotta pay attention to how much stamina I have? That sucks! But I have learned to be okay with the stamina because it does offer a challenge. But when I first played it, I was like, this freaking sucks. This is bogus. I don't know. I feel like I have relatively good taste in games. So I was throwing all these game recommendations out there and my friend was like, no, I don't want to play that. No, games like that make me irrationally angry. No, I don't want to play that. No, that sounds stupid. I was like, all right, well then why are you even asking me? Go find somebody, go find a forum somewhere. But he can't control himself in forums either. So he's just not very good at making friends online because he has lots of opinions and those opinions oftentimes make people mad. It's a theory I've been thinking about regarding my son, and what you said about your friend made me wonder if it could apply to him too. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm just like, you know, you're gonna have things that are hard in life, and you're going to have things that are going to be challenging. And just because they're challenging, I mean, sure, you can just throw in the towel, but you don't learn anything if you just throw in the towel. Life is not going to always be easy. You have, you know, you grow if you're challenged, but that doesn't mean that you have to super enjoy it. But I will say, when it comes to video games, especially if it's something that you want to do because you want to relax or it's your off time or whatever, then it should be something that brings you joy. And if it's only making you angry, then don't do it. That's not helping anybody. You know what I mean? That's not making you happy. It's like all those times when I've been like, this is fun. I'm having a great time right now. This is how I relax. This is my self-care. I have to remind myself, you play games because you like them and they are fun. Don't, you know, if you're not having fun, then don't play this game. Like, don't force yourself to play a game that you don't like if you really are not having a good time. So when it comes to gaming, obviously, then you should probably play something that brings you joy instead of makes you angry. But life is full of things that are not going to just be easy. And it's gonna, you know, and we all have to learn. That's a skill, to learn how to like take that and not just rage quit. You know what I mean? But it's easy to want to. I totally get it. Farewell, Lindsay. Fair Lindsay. Have an excellent rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here, as always. We love Lindsay. Lindsay is the best. Oh, I thought I was gonna jump. Okay. Oh, wow. They really do not want anybody hitting that button. No, they do not. Oh, wait. That's up there. And I've learned that, you know, through streaming, I've learned that if I'm really not enjoying a game, I really should just stop playing it. Like, nobody is holding a gun to my head saying, you have to play this game. And you need to be real and honest.
Don't do that.
And if you have to be honest with yourself, because if you force yourself to play a game that you hate, then it's just going to leave a bad taste in your mouth, you know, and then it feels like a chore to play it. But I also understand spending money on games and being like, I should play this because I spent money on it, you know. That sucks when you buy a game. And this is why I get irritated with the return policy on, oh my gosh. Where is that Tsetse? Oh, up there. Okay. I think so. Because it's like, you're gonna buy games that you don't jive with and that you don't like and that aren't fun for you. And you shouldn't be punished for that. If you bought a game, I don't know. If you bought a game digitally, then maybe they can give you like half back or something. Even give you like a Nintendo eShop credit. I don't know. Because rude. Because the reality is, if you have a physical game, you can return a physical game, right? As long as there aren't any, like, it's not damaged or anything like that. You can return a physical game to like Best Buy, right? Even if it's been opened. And so why can't we return, like, why can't we get a credit, like a store credit type situation from the Nintendo eShop? Or, you know, like, I just feel like that should be a thing. But I don't know. I don't know how it all works. Ow, what? Oh. Susie straight up said it's a skill issue. What? With Horizon Zero Dawn? The implementation of stamina in Breath of the Wild is better than in Skyward Sword since you can upgrade it and there are multiple uses for it. I agree. What is this music? What is this? Is this an accordion? It's Basically Dad! Basically Dad, when are you guys out of school? Oh, that's right. We don't own digital games. Well, if we don't own digital games, then all the more reason for them to give us some sort of credit. What is this music? What? The theory is we often get angry at little things because we feel an obligation to stay calm when dealing with big things. So we repress any frustration we have at those things and it bubbles up later. And some people may actually go looking for frustrating things that seem safe to get angry about so they can vent those feelings. Oh, once games are open, they can't be returned? Oh, that's news to me. Just goes to show you how often I buy physical games. That's a very valid point, Salty. That's a very valid point. People are looking for a reason to get angry. As in it's a skill regarding this ongoing conversation. Oh, like it's a skill to deal with hard things? I feel like that is a skill. Because some people are better at it than others. Some people are far more patient and kind of deal with that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh. Oh! Wow, okay, that's like a one shot and you're just done. All right, good to know, good to know, good to know. 2 weeks! Yeah, we've got like a week and a half left. That's right, we don't own any of our digital content. That's right, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right. Some people are just better at dealing with hard things, and I'm not saying that people that can't deal with hard things are bad people. I'm saying it's definitely a skill. This is what we're trying to teach our kids, right? This is why I am not a believer in the whole everybody gets a trophy just for showing up, because I think it's important to teach our kids, and maybe that's a polarizing. Oh, okay. Maybe that's a polarizing topic, but I think it's as parents, it's our job to teach our kids that life is going to be hard, and that we can't just fall apart and just quit every time something gets hard, because you're always going to have hard things in life. But there's a big difference between quitting in a video game because you're mad and the video game is making you frustrated because of one reason or another, and then like quitting football or quitting basketball because basketball is hard. You know what I mean? Like I think there's kind of a difference, like, or maybe there isn't a difference. I don't know. Or quitting a job. Like, okay, you know, you've got like a 16-year-old that gets a job at like, let's say that they get a job working at like Chipotle. This is the food industry, so you're going to get people that are not nice. And your kid comes home and is like, everybody's mean and I hate it and I want to quit. Well, are you going to just be like, okay, quit? Because we have to teach our kids those skills eventually, right? Because you're going to deal with crappy people in your life. It's just going to happen. And those jobs do teach those skills, being like, you know what, this is something I can't control. This is a situation that that is not in my control. I can control how I react, but I can't control how other people act. And it gives you better, it helps you learn and develop skills on how to deal with frustrating people or frustrating situations, which inevitably puts you in a better position for when you get jobs later in your life, because you're always going to be working with people for the most part, and people can be dumb. I mean, not like a person is smart, but collectively, when you're looking at like an entire crew of like people, you may have a person that's really frustrating. And it's up to us as parents to try and help our kids learn how to deal with those types of situations, because if we don't, then they're going to struggle when they have hard things that happen to them, whether it's a hard job or it's a bad customer interaction or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I dealt with a lot of crappy customers when I was working when I was like 16. Sorted's like, yeah, and it's important to learn how to lose. My friend whose boys all struggle with like screens, some screen addiction. Her youngest is very, very competitive and has a really hard time losing, to the point where like full-blown meltdowns when he loses. And she's great, because when we were all playing games together, or when he's playing games with like Charlotte and his friends and he's losing, he was the youngest out of the group, and he was losing, and he was pitching this massive fit, and he was crying, and he was so upset, and he was like, can you guys just let me win? And my friend was like, dude, that is not how this works. You can't just ask for, like, that's not to mention, that's not even a win you earned. Like, that doesn't even feel good. You can't just ask people to play crappy because you're not winning. I mean, if it's a fact of the game being challenging and difficult, then maybe we can change games, but it's not very fair to be like, hey, you guys just need to stop playing so well, or whatever. You know what I mean? It's important, absolutely, to learn how to lose. And it's important to learn how to deal with sucky situations, because we're all going to deal with sucky situations. And the food industry is one of the best situations where you have to deal with sucky situations, because hungry people get very, very angry and say and do things that they wouldn't normally, and then try to play it off and be like, oh, sorry, what about what I said when I was hungry? It's like, okay, but you still could have probably controlled that. But yes, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. Yep. It's a when you get a bunch of people, together, I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that entire groups of people are always stupid. I'm just simply saying as parents, we need to help our kids realize that you're going to deal with hard things in your life and that this world is a shared space. And as much as a lot of people will say, well, I don't like people and I don't like being around. Oh, shoot, I just missed a teensy, dang it all to heck. I'm going to start this over. Like I see this a lot in my young women's group, like my youth group. I've got a couple girls that are like, well, I just don't like people. I just don't want to be around people. And I'm like, okay, I understand that, but I hate to break this to you. The world is filled with people. You can't avoid them your whole life. You're going to have to learn how to be around people. And everyone else is also learning how to be around people. You can't avoid people your entire life. If you feel drained by people, that's totally understandable and that's fine. And that's what weekends are for. And that's what coming home from work or coming home from school and decompressing is for. But realistically, you can't just not be around people because you're going to be around people eventually. And Sword Art says, oh, yes, we can. But the reality is you're still going to be around people. There are still going to be times where you're around people. You live on a planet that is filled with so many people. It's almost impossible to not be like, to not have to deal with people, because you have to deal with people if you go into a restaurant. You have to deal with people. And I hate to say this, but I feel like we're making it worse by offering things like Grubhub and DoorDash and things, because it's only creating that more of that sense of like, well, I don't want to deal with people. And it's a catch-22 because I completely understand it. But on the other hand, I'm like, but we live on a planet that's filled with people. We need to learn how to be around people. You don't have to love it, but we do need to learn how to be around people. Right? Right? Do I feel like I don't know. Maybe I'm sounding crazy, but we can't make the people go away. They're going to be there. And, you know, depending on your job or whatever, but I don't know. I have kind of I worry a little bit about the whole, like, well, you know, this generation doesn't want to talk on the phone, right? They don't want to call their doctor's appointments. They want to do everything online because they don't want to talk to people. But you're eventually going to have to talk to a person sometime in your life. And you probably better learn how to do it earlier rather than later, right? I don't know. There's my TED Talk. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I'm sure... Oh, yeah, that's what I needed. There are probably people here who disagree with me, but I am trying my best to teach my children that, like, you can go up to a person at a fast food restaurant and say, hey, can I have an extra thing of ranch dressing? And not be completely, like, panicked by it. Because I have friends who have kids that can't do that. So it's my goal to help Charlotte feel at ease in a situation like that. And my girls that I teach, you know, my youth group that I teach, because I think that's important. I think that's a really important skill. Basically, Dad's like, I've been teaching my kids to lose for years. Basically, Dad, I have to tell you, every once in a while, Charlotte goes, hey, do you remember those kids that we went to the Dr. Pepper Museum with? We should get together with them sometime again, because I need to talk Pokemon with them. And I'm like, you are not wrong. We do. I just don't know how to make that happen. I have no idea. Wolf says, I have a whole speech for my daughter about sometimes you are going to try an activity or experience and you aren't going to be an expert at immediately. And that's okay. What is important is how you react to that situation. Absolutely. There comes a time in everyone's life where you're going to suck at something. And that's okay. That's not a bad thing. It just means you need to learn, and that's all right. That's totally okay. But obviously, I'm not an expert. I do what I do with my girls, but obviously I'm generalizing here because I know that there are people that have real diagnoses of social anxieties and things like that. I'm talking generally across the board. I'm not talking about those specific cases, because those specific cases do not make up the general population of people. Traveling a bit, that's fun. That's great. Okay, wait. Because it's really not funny playing a game if you feel like your opponents have an unfair advantage that you can't learn how to overcome. That is true. That is true. And so I didn't want to be like, when this happened while Charlotte was playing with this kid and like her friends, I didn't want to be like, well, you just got to suck it up. You know, it wasn't like that. But I was like, look, if we need to change the game, you know, that's fine, because I understand that he felt like it was unfair. But it was almost immediate. It was like within 3 minutes of them playing, he wasn't winning immediately. And so he was like, come on, guys, just let me win. And we were like, no, that's not how it works. Like, let's feel this out here. And he also didn't want to, he did, you know, it was a game that he hadn't ever played before. And so he was mad that he didn't really know the controls and stuff. Now, I will say that he was struggling with the controls. And so I was like, all right, you guys need to give him a second to like learn the controls. Like, let's slow it down. And so we absolutely did do that. We absolutely were like, all right, well, hold on. Like, we gotta, wait a minute. Is he not gonna push that button? There you go. Because I was like, you gotta give him a second. You know, you can't, if he's never played this game before, then obviously you need to help him out a little bit. But once he kind of figured it out, it was almost immediate. He was like, I just want to win. Just let me win. He's just a really competitive kid, though. He just always has been. I don't know. That's how I try to do things with, whoops. That's how I try to do things with my kids, but Charlotte is not a crazy, super competitive kid, though. She's just kind of not. She is really okay just kind of stepping back and being like, okay, like, whatever. Which I appreciate. I feel like the competition situation is much more common with boys. I could be wrong. I don't have boys. I don't know. I know a game that guarantees everyone wins. Mario Party. I would disagree with you since I played it with my siblings. And I do not feel like everybody won. Oh, that was really fun, though. Wait a minute. Oh, I understand. I didn't realize there were two things moving at the same time. My sons have started playing Magic the Gathering with me. I make sure to explain to them how they could have won after I mercilessly destroy them.
What are you playing?
I'm playing the teensy game.
Oh,
How are you, tiny one?
I need water.
I think it's in there on the table. Right by the couch.
Wait,
I know, I'll give you the pop top. Don't worry about it. That, you know what? That's true. She's very competitive when it comes to Tower Fall.
Have some dark please?
It's pretty much gone. Go drink your water in the family room.
Mom,
Yeah. Madam, you already had some this morning, remember?
I need the pop top.
I know, I'll get you the pop top. The problem with boomers is that they grew up during a time of plenty where a milkman could have a family and a house on one income. That just isn't the case anymore usually. And boomers don't understand that money doesn't go as far anymore. I do agree with that, 100%. Oh, I see. I was totally... Well, is it in your room? No. Are you sure? Oh my gosh! Murphy, help me! Oh my gosh! Woo-hoo. All I know is what I see and witness with my own eyes. I've got these girls that are ages like 11 to like 18 in my youth group. And I sit back and I watch them and I watch how they interact and I watch and I listen when they say things about what makes them nervous or the things, or when we go to like activities together, the different things that they don't want to do, like ask for a to-go box at a fast food restaurant and stuff when they're like 16 years old. And that girl in particular, I love her to pieces. I don't think she's been diagnosed with social anxiety. I don't think she's been diagnosed. I just think for that generation, that's an uncomfortable thing to talk to a regular person. And she was like, well, I don't want to like interrupt them with what they're doing. And I was like, dude, Like, this is their job. They work at you're not being rude. You're just saying, excuse me, can I get a to-go box? They'll be happy to do that for you. You don't have to, you're not going, excuse me, I need a to-go box, please. And like snapping your fingers and being a Karen. You're being really polite and you're saying, excuse me, I just need a to-go box really quickly. And then when they get you and you say, thank you so much. And then you walk away. Nobody is gonna get mad at you for that. And if they do, that's their problem. That's not your problem. You weren't being mean. This is what we need to teach our kids, you know? It's one thing to like be rude about something and be like, excuse me, and be a Karen. And it's another thing entirely to be like, excuse me, can I get a to-go box? Oh, thank you so much. Nobody is gonna get mad at you for that. Unless they're just having a really bad day and you know what I mean? I don't know. Girls are such drama and I love my students, but seriously, chill out. It's true. It's true. And my friend's son would get very kind of physical when he would, like, I remember watching him, like, he was playing a game on a Switch and he like slammed it down on the table. He gets very physical in that way. And he was playing a friend's Switch that was there. It was Thanksgiving Day. And I remember her immediately taking it away and being like, no, you cannot treat my stuff that way. And he lost his mind. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it. No, that's not fair. That's not fair. And we were like, dude, that's just like, this is a consequence of your actions. You've got to control yourself. You can't just like, you can't become physical like that. That's never okay. And that's what we're doing as parents. We're trying to teach our kids what is acceptable and what isn't. And he had lots of big feelings that he was like, ah. Salty says, I just got my daughter Mario Party and a pair of new unbroken Joy-Cons to play it with. Now y'all have me for wondering how much trouble I'm in for. Oh. Okay, wait. Who was throwing things? Were people throwing things? Yeah, I know Charlotte will get really competitive, but Charlotte will also, when she does lose, she's not one to like pitch this massive fit and be like, I can't believe I lost. That's not fair. Blah, blah, blah. I don't feel like she's like that. She might get kind of bummed out. I miss the queen. I'm missing teensies all over the place. Oh, basically dad says my 10-year-old has a Switch abuse issue. His joysticks are practically garbage right now. I have everything to fix them, but they still work. So he's living his lesson. Oh, well, there you go. It's hard. It's really hard. Oh, throwing means sabotaging your teammate. Oh, got it. Oh, because you lose, so you sabotage. Yeah, that's dirty. That's not cool. All the things that we have to teach our kids. Kind of makes you wonder, you know, like living in this age of all the social media and being online and feeling connected, but being disconnected because we're connected online, but we're not connected. Is this another dojo? Ugh. But we're not connected like in person. We're uncomfortable being around people like in person or talking on the phone or things like that. It's just really interesting. It's so different than how I was raised. Spikes. Why did I jump? Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know why I'm moving. Woo! That was great. Oh! Oh. Biscuits. Oh, are you kidding me? I love their faces. Yeah, I don't know. I've just never dealt with that because Charlotte isn't that way toward her stuff. She's very careful, although she did gouge the screen out of her Switch Lite. But she didn't realize that was going to happen. And it was kind of one of those things where she was like, oh yeah, I scratched up the screen, but she doesn't mind it. She's kind of like, whatever. I'm like, dude, you can't do that. Oh my gosh. Ah! Oh, biscuits. Bo. Oh, that was good. I should have done it a different way, but it doesn't matter. It's totally fine. We also just never really... Oh, okay, start here. That's fine. We never really played competitive games when I was a kid. Like, we didn't have a lot of games like that. So I am just not really a competitive type multiplayer. Are you kidding me? we just didn't own very many. So we just rarely ever played competitive games like that or played like multiplayer games like that. We had a game called Clay Fighter, which was basically a, you know, like a Street Fighter type deal, but everything was clay animation and the characters were really silly. And, you know, we played that together, but that was probably our only multiplayer game. We didn't have Mario Party. We didn't have anything like that. Oh my gosh. What, how much time? Well, okay. Clay Fighter, yeah, we had that. And that was probably the only one we had. Oh shoot, my time. Get it, Dave, get it. So for example, Scarecrow and I are 2 versus 2 partners in a minigame. Scarecrow needs 10 coins for a star, which can be earned by winning said minigame. So I prevent that by purposely not cooperating with him. Insane Squidward emoji. Not fair. It's like Bluey. Aw, not fair. We didn't grow up. I just didn't really grow up. We had some 2-player games. I mean, we had like Mario, but for the most part, we weren't very competitive. We didn't have a lot of competitive games that we played. And so that's just not something I really grew up playing. We didn't have Mario Kart. We didn't have, I think my brother had Mortal Kombat at one point, but it was kind of gory. And my mom was like, what is this game? Which is funny because then years later, when we were playing Silent Hill, she was like, hey, can you guys not play that upstairs? Play that downstairs, please, because the sounds are giving your sister nightmares. She never once looked at what it was rated, what we were playing. She was just like, hey, can you play that downstairs? It's giving me nightmares. Oh my gosh. We had an SNES controller graveyard from all the Street Fighter my brother and I played. It's Land Rider! Wait, are you still in Italy? Are you still in the land of the gelato? Jealous. Jealous. Oh, we were also talking about, I can see it. So how come that's not setting off the, like, security light? We were talking about, slang. Chicken jockey. And, she just didn't, I mean, I don't know. My mom, I don't know. My mom was very, I think, you know what? It might not have even been my mom that told us we couldn't play, Mortal Kombat. I think I was just like, I don't like this. This kind of freaks me out because it's, oh, biscuits. I didn't like it, and so I just don't think I played it. But to be totally honest, I actually don't know if my mom did say that we couldn't play it because I think my mom was clueless. And it just goes to show you that she was clueless because, like I said, the Silent Hill 2 thing, she was like, well, can you guys just play that downstairs because the sounds are giving your sister nightmares. So we did. We played it downstairs and I was having nightmares, but I wasn't telling my mom. That was probably the most desensitized I've ever been to a video game because I was able to sit and watch my brother play Silent Hill 2. No. Yes, because I did eventually play Silent Hill 2 on my own. But once again, I had to play it with the sound turned all the way down. I had to play with all the lights on. And I had to make sure everybody was home, like all my family was home. But I was able to do it. I did actually beat it. I don't know how I did that. I remembered very little about it. Silent Hill 2. But then when I moved away, and like my brother had all his games and I didn't take any of my games, intended to take any of his games because I didn't really own any games. It was years later that they came out with Silent Hill. And I remember watching my brother play Silent Hill 3, which was even worse than Silent Hill 2, in my opinion. But I remember watching him play that. And then, I remember when Silent Hill 4 was released and it was in first person and they had those baby-headed creatures, those double baby-headed creatures. And I just remember being like, absolutely not. No. And the trailer gave me nightmares. And when we went to my brother's friend, he just threw a rubber duck at me. When I went to my brother's friend's house, where we used to play Silent Hill together, I remember they had like this little Harry Potter closet, and it was this cool little like reading nook, and I just sat in there and read Harry Potter while they played Silent Hill 4 because I was like, I can't do this. The trailer alone gave me nightmares. And then when I finally moved away, I think Silent Hill, was it 5 came out, or it was a different kind of Silent Hill? I don't remember what it was, but my brother sent me a screenshot of one of the bosses, and it had been so long since I'd seen anything like that. It was so graphic and it was so creepy. I had nightmares. I was like in my 20s. I couldn't sleep. That image, it was a still image. It wasn't even a video. It was just an image. That image haunted my dreams. And so there was a time where I was a little more desensitized. You've only, wait. So you've only had one gelato? Oh, you're probably living absolutely your best life. Oh my gosh, so much fun. I'm just squished by Land Raider. How far in my future is Italy? Or how is that teensy not being squashed? Makes no sense. Land Rider lives. So there was a time when I was a little more desensitized, and I actually feel like now I can watch scenes from like the Dead Space. I can watch scenes from Dead Space on YouTube as long as I don't watch them with sound and I don't hear all the gross, like wet, nasty sounds that come along with the transformations or the deaths or anything like that. I can watch them and I'm like, that's gross. But I feel like there was a time when I was younger that would have absolutely set me, like I would never have been able to sleep after watching something like that. But now, I don't know. I feel like so maybe my threshold has gotten, oh, well, I'm dead. Maybe my threshold has gotten, maybe my bar has gotten high. I don't know. Lower, higher? I don't know. But I just feel like I don't react quite the same way, but I still don't enjoy it. Like it doesn't give me joy to watch something like that. Now, if Dead Space were a book, I would listen to it or read it. But I found that even gore in books, I thought I was kind of impervious. I thought I was kind of like, I can listen to anything and it's fine. But I listened to a book once that I was like, okay, never mind. This was so gratuitous and just so overdone and so disgusting and in so much detail that I was like, you know what? I do have limits. I realize now that I totally do have limits, and this is where I'm gonna draw the line. There was also cruelty to animals in that book too, and I was like, I can't go past that. Like that's one of my like absolute no's when it comes to books. Cruelty, like real intense physical / emotional cruelty to children and cruelty to animals. I was like, nope, I'm out. And I think I made it almost 3/4 of the way through that book, and I just couldn't do it. So I do have limits. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is bananas. This is bananas. What is even happening? I don't even know. It's a mystery. Gosh, it's insane. Okay, basically Dad finished Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It may be the greatest game I've ever played. I don't know how to quantify that, but it is in my game of the year, hands down. That's very high praise. Was it Wolf that was saying during our, I think it was Wolf on Saturday, said that it's much darker than she thought it was going to be. But I still haven't watched that trailer. Gee, dang it. I have it. My brother text messaged it to me. I need to watch it. I don't think I've seen any gameplay. Maybe I have. I think she said she watched somebody stream it. Maybe if I just stay right in the middle. Oh, no. Nope. Never mind. That was a bad decision. Oh my gosh, so many frogs. Holy moly. This is insanity. So many frogs. 2 frogs. I've seen so many smashed toads in our street, on our neighborhood. I feel really bad. So many smashed toads. I'm just gonna shoot, 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 shoot. Oh my gosh. Oh, did we do? Oh, no, we did not. This weird, like, accordion? This is an accordion, right? Oh, no! Move it out of the way! Oh my gosh! Oh, okay, we lost our heart. I think we did it. That is very high praise for that game. Is it on PS5? It looks like a PS5 game. Oh, we're gonna run. You watch someone play the first 2 hours. 'Tis dark. I mean, it looked amazing, but definitely dark. Okay, I remember basically Dad saying it's not a streaming game. Like, it's not for me anyway. It would be one that I'd have to kind of decide to play on my own. Is this fast? It's fast, fast. Okay. Great. Got it. But can you imagine? How rude. Away with you. Just so rude. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna mark that. That was so dumb. I don't know what it's about. I have no idea. Marker. I have no idea like what it's about or anything like that. But I actually think I feel like is it turn-based? I don't think it is. Huh? I don't think it is turn-based. I think it's like Final Fantasy Rebirth, right? Where like you're fighting in real time. I don't know. Boo! Warns! I have seen a couple really great ads. The other day, I was kind of zoning out and just like, just not mentally with it. And I watched a whole... I watched a whole bunch of movie trailers. And there were a couple game trailers. I think I posted them on the Discord. That was good. Who are these dudes? Are they wearing shirts and suspenders? It is turn-based, but there are QT events during turns. Sometimes we see roadkill bunnies, which is sad. But I've seen so many frogs. Oh my gosh, so many frogs. He's literally wearing suspenders and a white shirt. Collared shirt. Will he hit those frogs? Probably not. Whoa, that was a really far throw. Holy moly. Okay, that was also a good, that was a good landing shot. A roadkill cat? Oh, that's so sad. Oh, that makes me sad. That's somebody's pet, probably. Oh, now we're running. Swimming. This is some of my favorite music in the whole game. I feel like I say that every stream. Andrew was trying to put Auden to bed last night because it's Mother's Day and trying to give Mom a break, right? And she was running away from him and playing the whole like, you can't catch me game. And I said something like, oh, this is the bane of my existence when it comes time for bedtime. I get so frustrated with this. And he goes, as you say, every single time I'm on it and she runs from me and I get frustrated. And I was like, sorry, but it's true. I think you could stream it. It has F-bombs, which is really the only bummer, but if it had teen language, it would be a teen game, except for maybe one area, but man, it's phenomenal. I wouldn't say it's dark though. Oh, you wouldn't say it's dark. Dark is a weird way to describe it. The prologue is dark, I suppose. But after that, it's so vibrant. Good humor, great music, such insane storytelling. Andy Serkis is the bad guy. Wow. Interesting. Well, apparently the prologue is dark. Every time you head to work, there's always a roadkill dog? That's awful. There was also the time a giant grasshopper was on my tire on a cold morning. Then I backed out to leave and smooshed it on the driveway. Oh, it's 4:36. Okay, we have a boss fight. Maybe? No. Okay, this is like the this is like the luchador level where the luchador was chasing after me. I think we're chased by a serpent, clearly. But this is not the boss one. The lizard carcass? Ooh. Well, whatever the case, I'm gonna have to either, if there's F words in it, that is definitely not something I want to stream. That's a bummer. Ooh. Okay, this has say, you know what? We're gonna do this level. My girls don't end their screen time until 5 anyway. That's become like the norm. That's like, okay, it's 5, you gotta turn off your screens. It's an hour and a half for Charlotte. She starts at about 3:30. Looking at me so mad. There it is. It is on PS5. It plays well on Steam Deck. It's also on Game Pass. Okay, good to know. I struggle playing Control on my Steam Deck. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Holy moly. Can I go any faster? Oh my god. That was helpful. I love this music. It's like a flute. Oh my gosh. There is so much going on. Oh my gosh. And then, of course, they gotta throw frogs in it. Of course they do. Whoa. Ooh, you can make it. Yeah, you made it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Dang it. I was doing so well. Oh, okay. They start you here. That's good. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, I could use those long. That's fine. It's fine. Well, they hit, yeah. They hit each other. Oh, we did it. I think so. No. No, we did not. Oh, biscuits! Oh. I have said this before, but there are lots of games that I get irritated when I die. This is one that I usually laugh when I die because you die in the dumbest ways. Oh, that's what happened last time. Well. I don't know if I prefer being on land or in the water. Woo! 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 Oh, okay, that was better. Oh, no, we are not done. Okay. Okay, we start here. That's good. Oh! How I need to not run my schnoz into that. Ah! Oh my gosh. Yeah, like that. Oh! Oh my god! Wow. That was bananas. Also, playing through Rebirth, I feel like Final Fantasy 16 has less language. Really? I don't know. Maybe misremembering. There are always one or two guys, but Barrett is with you the whole time, and I've only just met Sid, but he has a worse mouth than Barrett in the original. I feel like he's... Okay, I did get the gold. What is it? The gold trophy. I will be honest. This is Susie Grace's personal opinion. I was disappointed by how much language there was in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I also don't know how I was surprised because, like, I just did not realize, I didn't think through it in my head to be like, oh, there's lots of language in the original, but they just use all those little, you know, asterisks and like symbols. And so I should have known that that was going to be the case. But I just didn't realize, I just never thought ahead about the voice acting and the fact that, like, it was going to be available for everybody to hear, my viewers, you know, everybody. So that was kind of one of those things where I was like, well, okay. But is Final Fantasy 16 rated M or is it rated T? Because I also streamed BioShock, which was kind of shocking. BioShocking. I feel like for the most part, BioShock did not strike me as being that bad, actually. There might have been an F word or two at the very end, but at the time it was at the very end, it was like, well, I'm at the end. I think it was during the very last, like, big kind of ending craziness. And it was hard to hear, which is why I don't remember all the way. I think it was hard to hear because there was lots of noise happening in the game in general. And so it was really hard to hear. But when you've got voice actors that are spouting the words for you to hear and for my viewers to hear, that's different. The language in Final Fantasy 16 is thoughtfully placed. Certain characters just talk like that, and sometimes even the characters around them cringe along with the audience. Others use it sparingly, so when they do, you know it's because of something major. Oh, Final Fantasy 16 is M. No, Rebirth did not ever say the F word, no. There were lots of SHITs and lots of DAMNs, which are words that I don't say. Probably mostly SHIT words. That I think I noticed probably the most, but I don't think anybody ever said the F word. I don't know what the rules are regarding the ratings though, because I think in PG-13 movies, you're allowed 1. But then once you have more than 1, it becomes rated R, I think. I don't know. Wait, I almost ran over a squirrel that darted across the road and scared the crap out of everybody else in the truck. Well, that's why they call things squirrely. Squirrely. My dog ran into a moving car trying to chase after a squirrel. My old dog, Maymay. I thought she got hit by the car, but no, she ran into the car. It was one of those things. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think you're allowed 1. And I mean, that's obviously just my personal opinion. I don't use those words. And, you know, obviously I'm not going to be a prude and be like, that word is that I'm above that. They're just not words that I use personally and that I teach my children we don't use. But I've obviously consumed media that has words like that in it because I can overlook it and be like, okay, well, I can move past that. Like it just is what it is, you know? But when it comes to like my kids and when it comes to public streaming where any of my youth could find me, you know what I mean? Like my family can tune in and whatnot, you know, that's also different. Like what I consume personally in my own life. I'm pretty careful about what I consume, but I've also definitely watched movies. Like I really love the movie V for Vendetta, which is rated R, but I don't know. I feel like it's it's a personal choice and I'm also not streaming it. So I don't know. It's kind of sort of, if Samuel L. Jackson is in the movie, he gets the F-bomb. Of course he does. Of course he does. But that's just my personal opinion. So obviously that's not everybody's, but that's my opinion. And those are the guidelines as regarding my channel. So I do, you know, there are definitely games that I'm like, man, I've heard really great things about this game, but it's not one I can stream, like BioShock Infinite. You know, I've kind of gone back and forth about that, but, Control has had some bad language in it for sure. And that's really probably the only reason it's rated M. I would imagine, because playing through it, I'm like, this doesn't seem any more violent than like BioShock. Like, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like it's any worse. The graphics are better, but I don't feel like it's any more like horrific. I feel like it's pretty on par with BioShock, I feel like. But there is definitely worse language in it. Cannot recommend Claire Obscure enough. You will be hard pressed to find a more enthralling game this year. Made by lover of Final Fantasy and RPGs alike. Small studio, 30 people, debut game, straight up masterpiece. This is why... Oh, Final Fantasy 16 is not much of a red flag for Wolf as the scantily clad people. Oh, well, that just comes with the RPG territory, doesn't it? It's like the less clothes that they wear, the higher their armor. Like the higher their stats. That's just the gamer logic. That's just what it is. That's the dev logic. Because they know what a large part of their audience wants to see. There's another thing too. It's like, well, if I'm gonna live stream it, then obviously I don't want totally scantily clad people. It was the whole like there was more language in Forbidden West than I liked, because there was hardly any in Zero Dawn, and then they added more in Forbidden West, which was just kind of disappointing to me. But the whole like beach scene and all that stuff in Final Fantasy Rebirth, I was like, oh, we gotta be careful. And I remember just being like, we all know why you guys did this. It's because half of the audience wants to see Tifa in a swimming suit. Like, we totally get it, but this is totally unnecessary. So I was a little worried when I realized we all had to get into swimming suits. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so bad. Am I gonna have to like blur my screen? I don't know how far they were gonna take it, but it was rated T. So anyway, it just happens. It is a cutscene of a couple in bed. I was like, well, hello. Oh yeah, no, that's not gonna fly on my stream. Nope. That's something I can kind of bypass like by myself, but not so much on stream. Not so much when I'm streaming publicly. So, okay, well, this is gonna be it. We did my favorite music level of all time in this game. Which is the Mariachi Madness. That is so much fun. And once we get to the Living Dead party, all the 8-bit ones are like even more challenging. They're totally nuts. So I'm looking forward to that. But obviously I have a lot of love for this game. I've missed a lot of teensies throughout these levels. Oh, didn't miss any in that one. Missed that one. Missed one in that one. Missed one in that one. Missed one in that one. Boo, worms. Okay, this one is like a regular teensy that I missed, and then these other two are the teensy king / queen. So those are like legit hidden. The 8-bit music is great. No nudity though. Tasteful camera work. All right, well, like it's on my inner backlog, but it's definitely not something that I feel like I can stream, which is just, and the reality is, I'm not sitting around twiddling my thumbs looking for games to stream either. I have so many games that I want to stream. I've got things kind of planned out. I've got this. We've got Skyward Sword. We've got Metroid Prime 2. We've got Final Fantasy X. You know, summertime is coming. We've got stuff that I want to do with Charlotte, like trying to work Hogwarts in there somewhere. Possibly split fiction with my sister. I did talk to her about it yesterday, and she was like, I said, I'm going to be selfish and I want to stream that with you. I don't want you to play that with your boyfriend. And she goes, oh, I just told him I would play it with him. And I said, well, and then she goes, but you know what? I don't know how we'll play it because he doesn't have a Switch. I don't think he has a PS5. I have a PC, but it's a laptop and I don't know if it could run it. But apparently her boyfriend wants to get a Switch. And so she said that would make gaming together a lot easier. But anyway, it's going to take some time and I need to take some time off on Saturdays anyway. But I was like, or you could play It Takes Two because it's about a couple. And she was like, oh, okay. And I said, split fiction's more about like friends, strangers becoming friends. It Takes Two is more like couple, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I don't know. It kind of depends, but I just have to kind of like, I just have to wait it out because I'm not really in a position to stream anything on Saturdays right now anyway, after I finish. All right, fellow Susie Beeps, we band together and buy boyfriend a Switch. He can buy a Switch on his own. And when they get the two lovebirds will play Switch games together and that would be fun. Is Split Fiction on the Switch? It is, right? Or is it only on the Switch 2? If it's only on the Switch 2, then my sister can't even play it on her Switch. Just play it offline and geek out with me and Mac later. Claire Obscure? Okay, Claire Obscure and Final Fantasy 16. When do I even have that kind of time? Oh, there's just not enough time. There's just not enough time. It's coming for the Switch too, so it's not on the regular Switch. Oh, so then they might not, you know what? They might not even be able to play it together then, because if he gets a Switch, even if he gets a Switch too, my sister doesn't have a Switch, and it's not cross-compatible between Switch and PC. Well, that might just solve our issue right then and there then. I don't know. I'll have to tell her that it's not going to be on the Switch. It's going to be on the Switch too. Because my sister has an OLED. That might end up working out in my favor. It Takes Two, I think, is cross-compatible on everything. / maybe not cross-compatible, but you could but it's at least available on the Switch. I don't know. Anyway. Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody being here as always. And I appreciate everybody's input and opinions. We had a great discussion about how to teach kids, you know, how to handle hard things and how to, you know, there's obviously a difference between like rage quitting a game and rage quitting like a job in life. But obviously, you know, we have to learn how to do hard things. And we have to learn how to be in hard situations, and not every situation you find yourself in is going to be comfortable, but that's just kind of how life is. And we don't grow if we don't push those boundaries a little bit. We don't grow if we stay inside our comfort zone all the time. And that's just kind of how it is. But obviously our comfort zone is there for a reason. We feel comfortable there, but you don't grow and stretch as a person if you only stay within that comfort zone. And eventually you may be able to stay in that comfort zone for a really long time, but eventually something is going to come up and happen that is going to push you out of your comfort zone. It's just a fact. It's going to happen in life. And so our goal with our kids is to teach them how to cope with that and how to handle that and how to like decompress and figure out how to do that. I think we're doing our kids a favor if we can do that. But as always, I really appreciate everybody's opinions and I appreciate everybody's thoughts and support and whatnot. And I just appreciate you guys spending your time here with me. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate it. I keep saying appreciate. Such a blessing. We appreciate it. Always great to see you, basically, Dad. And thank you for being here, Salty. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. It means a lot to me. Don't ever forget how much you matter. Don't forget how important you are. And just choose kindness, because you just never know. You just never know what people are going through. And thank you guys for writing that silly story. Appreciate ya. Thank you. Appreciate ya. Bye-bye. Such a blessing. That short story was really fun. That was a fun idea. I'm open to other options. I don't know. I'll have to try a different browser and see if maybe Words on Stream just doesn't work for Firefox anymore. And I'll have to see if Firefox needs to be updated, because maybe that's a problem. I don't know. Mactastic, I appreciate you. No, you. All of you. You guys are all great. Thanks for being here. Y'all are the real MVP VIP goats. And I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you guys then. And everybody enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.